So, Janine, thanks so much for coming today and talking about the circular economy. As these children are filing through and learning a little bit about what goes where and how to recycle things, can you talk a little bit about the plastic initiatives and how the big part of just, discussing the future of plastics also has to do with having a secondary market where it can go and be something else?
Wow, Miriam, I always love your questions. In terms of plastics, the circular economy, it's more and more important to close the loop, kind of like what I was talking about with nature, so that you've got that natural recycling going on. And how can we do that with plastics? I'm not sure I can really answer your question about the secondary plastic market, but I do want to just refer to the new plastics economy global commitment that I mentioned in my presentation, where there are companies that are fundamentally looking at the redesign, the recycling and reuse of plastic with some very hefty 2025 objectives. So I do urge people to take a look at that. It is an initiative of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, which is a leading research institute based in England focused on the circular economy. So rather than giving any faulty information on the specifics, because I know it can get technical very quickly. As you know, Miriam, in Arlington right now, they are not allowing us to recycle glass. That is not moving us in the right direction. And why is that? It gets to the point you're talking about these markets where they're just not having the money for glass anymore, and that's going to move us what? To more plastics and to more metal. So it can get very complicated in terms of these markets, but we must get the incentives right with the policies and the incentives so that it makes more sense to have a better use of the recycled products rather than using virgin products and, like a virgin paper. Instead of cutting more trees down, let's recycle what we have. That is probably a pretty long answer.
No, but it makes very good sense. And when you're working with children, it's important to not, you're right, give them positive information, make sure that it's verifiable. But what's really important is that on the basic levels, we know what is recyclable. And as we look here today, plastic bottles are recyclable. It's a wonderful thing to reduce the amount of plastic that you use, but you should also know that there is a place for your plastic. And plastic bags are recyclable. Even though they're not recyclable in this system, they are in your grocery store. Styrofoam is not recyclable in most municipal systems, but you know what? It is a recyclable product. So if you're going to accept it, you have to take personal responsibility to make sure that the people who are conveying you the product actually have a place for it to go. The important thing is not to destroy the current markets that we have available for recyclable materials. There are a lot of things like flexible packaging that were introduced to reduce the amount of plastic. That may not be a recyclable product, but it is a plastic reduction product. So today it's really about teaching the young people the very basics. And when you talk about something as basic as plastic bottles and cans, landfill, and compost, that's the way you keep the system very, very clean, because commingled is one of the challenges that we have with China and trying to recycle everything. The most important thing is recycling right. Thanks so much.